The black gold in Brazil may have just gotten a little bit less appealing. Chevron, America's #2 oil producer, has run into a bit of trouble down there. Prosecutors have detained a bunch of executives. They're threatening criminal charges, big fines. Chris Swan has been looking into this story, and what exactly is this all about? There's a leak of some kind.
Well, I don't normally feel sorry for oil companies when they dump a load of oil in the ocean. But if you put this in perspective, what happened with Chevron is they had a modest leak. So we're talking about 2,400 barrels of oil.
So what does that compare? What does that compare to in sort of BP?
Compare it, say, in BP terms. BP spilt 4.9 million barrels of oil. So this is less than 0.1% of that spill.
Right.
And we haven't yet had criminal charges on that one. This does seem extremely
So they're going very tough here.
Yeah.
But they're ascribing it sounds like there's like an Elliot Spitzer character down in Brazil. His brand is global.
Yeah.
So this guy's just got big prosecutorial dreams. What exactly is going on there?
Yeah, I think that's the point, that that there's a sense that he's very ambitious, possibly pursuing a political career, and sees this as a brand-building opportunity. Because it's really quite a trivial sin by the standards of oil spillages. And even Petrobras, which is the national champion, has had 66 spills this year alone. And not particularly massive ones, but if you add all of that up, it seems like there's a bit of a double standard in Brazil.
Well, that's sort of the concern here, right? I mean, not only just sort of the bigger theme about going hard against the producer, but the fact that it's a foreign producer, although Petrobras is a partner of theirs in this project,
yeah.
that you're going to be worried about coming investing in Brazil.
It does smack of a double standard, given that you could easily go after Petrobras, because, as you say, it's a 30% stakeholder in this very
But no
operation.
charges have been talked about against them.
And Brazil has had some pretty chunky spills over the past few years, including one that was 4 times bigger and another that was 8 times
by
bigger.
Local producers.
By Petrobras.
By Petrobras, was just state-controlled.
Yes, and none of their executives are languishing in prison at this moment as a result. And of course, the prosecutor's also going after $11 billion in fines, which is, I think, something like $2.4 million per barrel of oil spilled. So we're talking about a spill here that is barely creating a sheen on the surface of the ocean.
Well, there is some concern that maybe it's something more than that. I mean, I guess we haven't seen the charges yet, but that some of the reports from down there seem to be suggesting that. But I guess the question is really this double standard about not only Petrobras but Ike Batista, who's doing a lot of oil services, the richest man in Brazil, and whether or not this double standard is going to hurt investment for Brazil.
Well, as we reported before, Seadrill, a Norwegian producer, was forced to delay a rather costly IPO, a public offering, in order to assuage what seemed like rather trivial concerns from Petrobras. Meanwhile, people like Ike Batista blast through the bureaucracy.
Yeah, he was able to kind of get his operation off the ground in record time.
Yeah, there does seem to be a double standard. So this is one small element of this. But also, you certainly don't want to create an environment in which qualified oil drillers are terrified of going to Brazil for fear of landing in prison.
There's enough countries around the world where that's already the case. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on this case, and we'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.